Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back. And I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. If you're also back, welcome back to the I'm Back crew. Shout out to you for joining me again. But if you're new and maybe you like what you see, please consider subscribing. We have tons of fun here on this channel talking about makeup and all things beauty, and I love trying new products, and that's exactly what we're doing in this video. We're trying out the new line from Prada Beauty. I know. So these products are now available at Sephora online only. I don't know if they're ever going to be in stores. I hope so I can swatch and play, but these are now available online, and you know I had to try them out, right? So I went ahead and grabbed a selection of products from the line to test out for you guys. I grabbed the foundation, of course. Here we have it. So we're trying out the foundation. I also picked up 2 of the eyeshadow palettes in a refill and the full palette. So we're gonna try these out. That's what I'm wearing on my eyes. And then we have 2 lipsticks. This is the refill box, but I have 2 lipsticks to try out as well. So if you're interested in testing these products out with me live and direct and hear my thoughts, then let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. I already filled in my eyebrows and prepped my eyelids. I used my Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion all over my lids because I have very oily lids, so I always use an eyeshadow primer. Then I used my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer under my brows to give it that crisp outline. And I went in with my Merit Solo Shadow in Vachetta just to prep my eyelids, give my eyeshadows a base, something to stick to. And this is a step that I never skip because, again, I have oily eyelids. So I always start off with my eyes prepped and primed with a base. All right, are you ready? Let's go ahead and talk about the eyeshadows because that's what we're gonna go in with first. So, again, this is the Prada Beauty Dimensions Multi-Effect Refillable Eyeshadow Palette. I bought 2 colorways for this palette. One I bought with the full packaging. This is $80. Oh my God, it's $80 a pop. But the packaging is refillable, so you can buy just the refill, which I also did. I purchased 1 refill, which just comes with the insert in a box. It's as simple as that. And again, each of the palettes retail for $80. The refills retail for $65, which, if I'm honest, $65 is the price I would be comfortable paying for a palette such as this, because it's not even a palette. I hate that they even call it a palette. It's really a quad because there are 4 eyeshadows and we have a total net weight of 6 grams or 0.21 ounce, which roughly would equate to 0.052 ounces per eyeshadow. But as you can see from the up close shots, the eyeshadow sizes are different. So obviously not each of these eyeshadows are going to come in at that 0.05, but that just averages out the size so you can get an idea. If you divide it out equally, you're getting the size of a normal small eyeshadow on the market at that 0.05 roughly amount of product. Now there are 6 different colorways and I picked up 2 options as I mentioned, and you can get each of them in the full quad or palette, or you can buy just the refill, which is just the plastic insert. And with the 4 shades included in each of these color stories, number 1, which is the center shade, is the largest shade. It's described as a satin. Number 2 is the top shade, which is that long pan. It is a hyper matte. Then we have the left corner shade is a metal foil, number 3, and then the 4th shade is a soft matte. I picked up number 5 Pure, which is described as a pure and contrasted look with a celestial blue. There are 2 neutral brown shades on the warmer side. One is a lighter beige caramel, and then the second brown is more of a warm, almost terracotta brown. The shimmer shade in this palette is a champagne gold, and then of course we have that pop of blue, which is more of a satin finish. I also picked up number 3 Pulse. This one is described as Fearless Violets with a pulse of vibrant orange. So the center shade is more of a mauve or muted neutral tan shade. It has a little bit of a gray, even a bit of a purpley undertone. The top shade is a dark mulberry purple or a eggplant purple. The shimmer shade is what I would describe as a pewter It is a beautiful kind of gray tone champagne. It is very beautiful. It's what I would describe as a shimmery taupe. And then of course we have that pop of orange, which is a matte shade. And I have to read the description on the Sephora website. So it says, these eyeshadow palettes are inspired by the iconic prints from the house archives with a unique set of 3 sophisticated neutrals and a single eccentric accent shade. I love that. I love that they're doing grounded neutrals and then with that pop of color. The highlighted ingredient is Plucenitia volubilis oil, which makes the formula creamy and blend easily. I've never heard of that ingredient, so that is new to me. And it goes on to say, this refillable eyeshadow palette is an invitation to explore all your dimensions and experiment with endless combinations of easy to wear, easy to dare eyeshadow looks. It is created using a low pressure injection process with micropixel pigments and delivers one stroke color payoff with high color resolution. The hybrid creamy powder finish blends without fallout and provides weightless comfort. This eyeshadow delivers up to 10 hours of wear and gives eyelids a smoother look after 28 days of daily use. What I'm getting from that is that there are skincare ingredients infused in this formulation, so if you wear this eyeshadow frequently, it's going to improve the texture of your eyelids. I'm all about it. So with all that out the way, let's go ahead and apply these eyeshadows. You already saw from the swatches that there's some questionable shades, especially in our number 3 Pulse palette. So we're gonna dive in. We're gonna try to incorporate shades from both and see how they fare in an eye look. All right, change of lighting, just so we can see everything better, and let's zoom in and get right into this eyeshadow look. These little applicators we can do away with. Like, I hate when high-end and luxury brands include these little applicators. I mean, they come in a pinch, but do we really use those? I don't. We're gonna use brushes. And I have both natural hair and synthetic brushes, so we're going to see which ones work best with these eyeshadows. And we'll start out with number 5. And I'm going in with the center shade and a Refer number 15 brush. This is the Max 15. And it picks up pretty well on the brush. Let's just apply that in the crease area and blend it back and forth. Ooh, okay. So that is definitely not giving any fallout. Picking up some more and just buffing it into the crease. This formula, it doesn't even feel like powder, which is kind of how they described it, right? Creamy powder. It's almost as if I'm laying down a cream eyeshadow. Let's go in with number 3, Pulse, and I'm going in with the same center shade on the same brush. I wiped off my brush and I'll apply that in the crease area on the other eye. These are both satin finish eyeshadows, so they're not quite matte. And it's applying and blending pretty much the same way. Hold on, that's actually really nice. So warmer on this eye, cooler on this eye, and they're both kind of transition blend-in shades, which I think is the intent here. I kind of like this shade a little bit better. So I'm gonna go over here and apply the same shade. Of course, I need both eyes to look similar, right? So I'm picking up some of the center shade from the Pure palette and blending it in, just to warm it up. So now both eyes have a mix of those 2 shades. All right, now let's go back to the Pure palette. I'm using a synthetic brush now. This is from Sonia Kashuk, and I'm grabbing the second shade, number 2. This is the Hyper Matte formula, and let's build up some dimension on that outer V. Wow. Oh my goodness. All right, have you guys determined that I am kind of low-key impressed by how these shades are applying? Because I'm feeling like you should be catching on right now to how I'm feeling. These are applying almost like a cream to powder. No fallout, absolutely no fallout. It's like the product hugs the brush and then it's hugging my skin without falling out. If you're into warm eyeshadows, I think the number 3 palette will be your vibe, because the deep brown is coming off as more of a terracotta orange. It's not quite a dark brown. I hoped it would be a straight dark brown, but it definitely is more of a terracotta orange. It's a softer shade, but applied flawlessly. All right, now let's go to number 3, Pulse, picking up the shadow. And there's no kickback when I'm picking up the shades from the palette. However, the Pulse palette is creating a little bit of hard pan, and I think that's due to me swatching with my fingers, so the oils on your fingers can create hard pan on the eyeshadow. So in the swatches that you saw, the Pulse palette looked a little patchy, but it's applying, oh my god, this is applying so well. Wow, it's like a pressed cream almost. It's not damp, it's definitely a creamy powder. And that dimension that I was able to ooh, stop it right now. This is so nice. And it's picking up well with the synthetic brush. I will say though, I kind of have to rub a little hard to make sure that I get product on the brush. But it's picking up. It's not damaging the eyeshadow because again, there's no kickback. There's no powder that's kicking up. It's simply like I'm pressing against a cream. But it's not creamy at the same time. I'm loving this so much. All right, Moment of Truth with the Metal Foil shade, which is number 3. That's the shimmer in the palette. I'm going to use, oh, wish me luck, the Pulse shimmer, which is that pewter. Oh, yes. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I wish this was a little bit more pink though. Just so it would go with the purple. But I feel like it's doing what it needs to do. This is not a sparkly shadow at all. It is a true frosty or shimmer shade. And I'm applying that with a natural hair brush from Sonia G. That applied well. That applied well. Should we try with our fingers just to see? Shimmer shades tend to apply better with a finger, so let's apply that to see what intensity we can get. Okay, you can definitely build up the intensity and the shimmer effect, but I feel like it's still gonna dull down once you start blending. But I don't mind that because again, I don't really love sparkly shimmers. I do want to try dampening my brush though. So I'm going in with a smaller brush, also a natural hair brush. This is a builder from Sonia G. I'm gonna pick that shade up. It creates kind of a paste or a cream and apply that with the damp brush. Okay, so it amps up the shine. You see that? Definitely pumps up the shine, and you may be more attracted to that. Again, I don't mind a simple shimmer, but if you wanted to intensify it, that's how you do it. Now let's see how it fares with some blending, because we're gonna have to blend out those edges that we've created. Okay. Not a problem. I'm going to grab this Rose and Bend C31 brush. It's a synthetic, and I'm going to grab that dark shade that we have in the Pulse palette just to create some more depth and dimension. So this is a denser, stiffer brush, so it will pick up more product and deposit it a little bit more intensely because I want that color to really darken up that outer V. And it did. Wow, okay. So a smaller, denser brush I feel like is gonna be your friend, especially since the pan is really long and thin. You wanna use a smaller brush, otherwise you're gonna mess up the shade next to it. But that is blending and building really nicely next to the shimmer. Okay. Loving it. I know you want me to try this pop shade right now, right? Which is a soft matte. Oh my god. So I'm going in with a natural hair brush. This is a rougher number 12. It's a bullet brush. And I'm going to apply that to the inner tear duct. I really don't want to do this, guys, because I want to use a shimmer shade on the inner tear duct. This shade, I have to dig into it a little bit, so be careful with how you swatch these. If you swatch them with your fingers, you're gonna create hard pan. I don't like that color on the inner tear duct. Oh my goodness, that looks so terrible. Help me. No, that looks bad. That pop is not gonna work for me. I need that off my eyes now. So instead, let's grab the metal foil from the Pure palette, because no, that's not my guy. Oh, that shade is more of a copper, or because I'm applying it with the orange, it's coming off a little bit more coppery. Let me clean my brush extra just to remove any residue. Yeah, this one is a little bit more on the warm side because the mattes in the Pure palette are a little bit warmer, but we can just blend out the edge of that. These are blending and applying really well. I'm gonna say that right now. These are blending so well. Let me just grab some more of the shimmer or the metal from the Pulse palette just to taper that a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. That looks so good. I'm done. I'm done. I love that. I'll come back and do some more work under the eyes. There's no fallout, but I just want to clean up any residue, but that looks so good. All right, time for the foundation. So the foundation is the Reveal Skin Optimizing Refillable Soft Matte Foundation. You had me at soft matte. I am all about it. This retails for $70 for the full bottle, or you can get the refill for $55. And the refill is just an insert that then goes into this container, which actually I thought this was the refill initially. I was like, what? Did I order the refill? And I'm like, no, that's actually the packaging, which is not that luxurious, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But let's go ahead and read the details of this foundation. It is available in 33 shades, and the shade I picked up is DN75, which is recommended for deep skin with neutral undertones. And I was debating whether or not I should get a warm undertone or a neutral undertone, but they have different options available in cool, warm, and of course neutral. And then there are different levels. So you can get the light, which starts with L, the medium shades, which start with M, and then the dark shades are deep shades that start with a D. And there are a few deeper shades included, but the majority of the shades seem to lean into the light and tan arena. Not a good thing. I want to see a more expansive shade range. And since I am DN75 and the darkest shade is DN90, there are not too many shades after mine. So Prada, work on that. So it says here, this product is a skin optimizing foundation that refines the skin in 3 dimensions, including tone, luminosity, and texture, to reveal soft filtered skin in real life. It has medium coverage, again, a matte finish, and the highlighted ingredients are vitamin E, niacinamide, and lactobacillus extract complex. Did I say that right? Lactobacillus or bacillus? Either way, never heard of that ingredient before. It continues to say the soft matte foundation delivers medium coverage and transfer resistant wear for up to 24 hours, which I will definitely not be testing. Are you serious? 24 hours? No, but it's a long wear foundation. The breathable and buildable formula with broad spectrum SPF 17, which is negligible if you ask me. Sunscreen improves the look of skin tone, enhances skin's natural radiance and hydration, and visibly refines skin's texture. On the box it says augmented complexion instantly unifies skin with an all-day soft matte seamless and flexible coverage, optimize light diffusion in real life and on screen with the IRL in real life micro filter technology, blurs the look of pores and fine lines. I'm all about it. Thank you so much. Over time, improves overall skin. Skin feels moisturized, diffusing a healthy glow, refines skin texture. Evaluated on bare skin by women and men over 2 weeks of use, exclusive patented technology, 6 years of research, life and transfer resistant formula made for light, medium, and dark skin tones of all skin types, including sensitive skin. And it also says responsible beauty, reload, reduce. When reloaded with a consciously designed Prada refill, this reusable protective case contributes to a more responsible use of resources. By reloading your case with a refill, you may use 62% less packaging compared to repurchasing a full foundation, based on packaging weight comparison to a full foundation versus a refill. All right, let's get into it. Let me see the ingredients first of all. There is sunscreen in this. The active ingredient is N-solizole 2.7%, which is sunscreen. I've never heard of that sunscreen. What is that ingredient? I don't know, but yeah. SPF 17, not a great SPF. Don't rely on your foundation or your makeup for your main sun protection. Main ingredient is dimethicone followed by water. We have denatured alcohol. What else? A lot of dimethicone, glycerin, niacinamide and silica, synthetic fluoroflogopite, which is actually a silica type ingredient, which means it might shine. It better not shine. Oh my god. Is there any fragrance? No direct fragrance, but there is limonene and citronellol, which can be fragrance ingredients. So just be mindful of that. And we're gonna go right in with this, all right? Let's see what this looks like. Here's my skin up close and personal. Hey! So I am 41. I know, I am 41. I have oily skin, more oily combination. I have a really oily T-zone and I have enlarged pores right around my nose. So right in this area, the pores are active, okay? They are enlarged and angry. And I do have slight texture to my skin. I do have some unevenness and discoloration, but nothing too crazy, right? So I'm gonna go in and do 1 pump of this foundation first. That's all you get from 1 pump. I don't think that will be enough, so I'm gonna do a second pump. So 2 pumps. We're gonna see how far this goes. They did say it's a medium coverage with a matte finish. And I will use a synthetic brush to apply this. Ooh. I was worried about the actual shade match. Do you want to come in to see a little bit closer what this is looking like? It is blending in really well. The foundation is not extremely, what is that? It does have a little bit of a citrusy scent. So the foundation is not runny, but it's not a thick liquid either. And the shade match seems really good for me. It's a little bit more neutral. Obviously, it's a neutral foundation, so it's not really lean and golden. I was just nervous to get a warm shade because I feel like warm can go 0 to orange really quickly. And I'm not really orange. I am a golden olive for the most part. It feels good. It feels good. And it didn't feel like foundation. Hold on. It feels a little burny. I think that's the denatured alcohol because it's pretty high up on the ingredient list, which I don't mind. Denatured alcohol gets a bad rap, but for me, it's not an issue. It's not like applying alcohol directly to your skin. It's used in the formula sometimes for spreadability of the foundation and also for stability. So I don't mind denatured alcohol in a formula. Again, it's not like applying straight up alcohol on your skin, right? Wait a minute, I don't know how to feel right now, if I'm honest with you. I've applied the foundation. It didn't feel like I applied foundation for some reason. And this is a clean brush, so I know it will absorb some of the product. I've used up the majority of the foundation that was on my palette. But I feel like I have minimal coverage. I wouldn't say it's light coverage, but it's definitely not medium. Should we go in with some more? It says to shake it. I didn't shake it, so let me shake it up because I don't feel like I shook it before. All right, we are shooken. Let's shaken, not stirred. Let's grab a little bit more. I did like a pump and a half. Let's see if that does anything. Again, the brush is clean, so it could have absorbed some of that product. Let's see if it's buildable. It didn't say buildable. It just said medium. but I feel like it's a buildable coverage because what I got initially is more like light everyday. It's gliding on really well, I'll tell you that much. Applying pretty nicely. It's not really blurring anything, I don't think. It looks nice, but it's not blurring anything. It's not giving me the wow, which is fine. The finish is more of a natural matte or a soft matte. It's definitely not a full-on like dry matte. They did say it's more of a luminous finish, but I don't see any shimmer in the foundation, thankfully. This is not a Makeup by Mario situation. But I'm not building up a lot of coverage. It's definitely a light medium. It's not what I would consider a full medium. But it works, and I think the shade match I was able to pick out, you know, blindly. What do you guys think? I don't know, like, I really don't know. Like, have you ever applied a makeup product and then you're just stuck on how to feel? Because it feels good, it feels lightweight. It blended really well without issue. The match looks nice, but I'm just not blown away. My skin doesn't look really perfected or really pretty, but it doesn't look bad at the same time. It looks very natural. It looks extremely natural, and you can tell just by my under eyes that this is not a full coverage foundation. Definitely a medium. I wouldn't say it's a full medium either. It's more of a light medium. So here you have it. I feel like I should powder, but what do you guys think? Look at my skin. Looks fine. There's a little bit of like a sheen to my skin. It looks like a natural sheen. I definitely need concealer, so I will go in with some concealer. Let's use my Dior Forever Skin Concealer under the eyes. I'm not gonna put the concealer anywhere else. Let's just keep it under the eyes. And let's just blend this out with my Singe Beauty FO2 brush. I love this concealer, by the way. That's a high-end brand that I definitely recommend. And this brush is so nice. Also another recommendation. And I am going to set my face. I have oily skin, and this is definitely not matte enough for me to leave it alone. So I'm going to do a very light dusting of powder, if you don't mind. So I'm gonna go in with my Kosas powder. With Kosas, it will set the foundation down and definitely set my concealer, but it won't mattify the skin or extend the wear of the foundation. Just from my experience, it does not add coverage. It just removes the shine. So I feel comfortable using it and still testing the wear of this foundation. All right, now let me go ahead and do my mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are back, and I applied mascara and lashes for the eyeshadow look, and I think we're looking good. I do want to go in with the pop colors because we haven't truly used them in the look yet. So let me go ahead and grab the Pure palette, and we're gonna grab our little soft matte blue, and I'm gonna grab it on a flat shader brush and apply it to the outer lower lash line. We could have applied it to the inner lower lash line as well, but I feel like I just want to do an outer lower lash line moment. Yeah, that apply. Ooh, it's pretty, right? So these shades are just going to be accent shades. The rest of the palette is neutral. You can apply these pop shades on the inner tear duct if that's the look you're going for, or just use them on the lower lash line like I did. And I think that's actually cute. And the blue is actually showing up, which goes with the blue in my sweater. Let me do a little bit of black eyeliner on the waterline just to tie everything together though. And there you have it. Here is the final eye look, which I am kind of in love with. I am so in love with how these eyeshadows applied and blended. I mean, spectacular so far. Kind of a spoiler alert because I'm already in love with the eyeshadows, but I also wanted to try something with the Pulse palette. This little orange moment. You know how we tried this on the inner tear duct, it really wasn't the vibe, but I want to see if it would work on the cheeks. Let me use my Singe brush here because it can get right up in there. This is the F04. And just apply that color. Do not swatch these with your fingers like I was mentioning because they get hard pan really quickly. But, ooh, I feel like if you got any of the palettes with like the red or coral shade as the pop shade and you wanted another use for it instead of just eyeshadow, use it on the cheeks. That is actually applying pretty well and blending out nicely, just for a subtle flush of color. Nothing too crazy. All right, back to the face, the foundation, okay? I was just in an hour-long meeting, so I've had this now on my face for at least an hour. Time check, it is 5:07. My meeting was at 4, so I was filming before the meeting. So I'm gonna say I've had this on since 4 o'clock, right? That's what we're gonna use as our time check. But it was more like 3:30 if I'm honest with you, because I did a couple more things before my meeting. So the foundation is sitting pretty well so far. It's doing better than I expected. I expected to be shining out the wazoo by now. But I'll still lean on the conservative side and say we've had this foundation on now for 1 full hour. But we have other products to try out. So let's go in with the lipsticks. They have a couple of options for their lipsticks. They have a monochrome soft matte refillable lipstick. All these products are refillable. They have the monochrome hyper matte refillable lipstick and then a moisturizing lip balm. So I picked up 2 shades, but they're both in the hyper matte formula. I love a matte lipstick, so that's the way I'm gonna go. So we're only trying out 1 formulation. These retail for $50. Oh my goodness, yes, quite pricey. And they contain a net weight of 3.8 grams or 0.13 ounce of product. I picked up 2 shades. O77, which is Arancio or Arancio. It's a red orange. And I also picked up a nude shade, which is B01 Argile. We're gonna try them both out. I figured I should pick up a colorful shade and then a neutral. Packaging, really beautiful. Let's read some details while I show you them up close. It says these are refillable matte lipsticks with a lightweight feel that delivers intense color in 1 stroke and a long-lasting hyper matte finish. It has jojoba oil, which soothes and hydrates, and bifidus extract, which helps strengthen the lip barrier. Never heard of that ingredient either, so Prada is just bringing all these new innovative ingredients to the yard, okay? This lipstick is formulated with microfit technology, which glides on seamlessly and feels weightless all day long. The shades are made with a black base and only 3 pure color pigments to replicate Prada's Saffiano leather's high integrity color depth and quality. What are you talking about? I don't know what's going on, but I am so with it. So let's go in with the first shade, B01. So this is the nude. It's the shade Argyle and it's described as a beige brown. All right, let's see this beige brown. Swatching it out, it was really promising. And here you have it. I think it's a nice color. It is definitely a beige brown. It is a like a medium brown. It is more on the pinky side of brown. It's not warm or anything. It's definitely not neutral. And it's almost like a perfect nude for me. So I like this color. It doesn't necessarily give full opacity in 1 swipe, but it was easy to just apply. It glided on really smoothly. Feels really comfortable and lightweight, like I'm not even feeling this. Even though it's a matte. That is nice. So here's that color. Let's go in now with Arancino. Arancio, yeah. So Arancio is described as a red orange. And this one, I don't see any red at all, but let's see what it looks like. Now this is definitely an orange. It leans a little bit more probably on the red side, as in it's not really yellow orange, but even so it's truly orange. I can't see any discernible red. I wouldn't mistake it as a red. Again, comfortable, but the opacity is a lot less than I expected based on the description. It's the Hyper Matte, which is supposed to be richly pigmented. Am I missing something here? Did they say really pigmented? No, they did. It delivers intense color in one stroke. You're lying. You're lying, but it is lightweight and comfortable, so I'll give them that. But the opacity really isn't there, and my lips have a little bit of a darker outline, so you can tell it's not like full-on opacity, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Some people don't want like a fully opaque lipstick that blanks out everything. They want one that is a little bit more wearable, like blends in a little bit more with the skin, because this is a little bit more wearable, especially for an orange. So I don't mind the opacity, but that intense color that they're claiming is not true. It is not. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Does it say transfer proof or anything about the lipstick? No, it's just a matte lipstick. It's supposed to soothe and hydrate. It's comfortable. It's comfortable. It's lightweight. Doesn't feel dry at all, even though it's a matte lipstick. You know what? I'm gonna go back in with the nude. Yeah, let me do the nude and I'll be right back. Alright, I went in with a darker lip liner, the nude lipstick, and a little bit of lip balm. The new one from Summer Fridays. I know, this is the shade, let's see, Soft Mauve. So here is the final look. And I'm going to do a check-in in natural daylight so you can see the foundation. And I'll also do a mini wear test. It's not gonna be a full day, of course, because it's later in the day. But I will check in and let you know how I feel about the foundation a little bit later on. But for now, let's talk about the other products, which are the eyeshadow palette and the lipstick. So the eyeshadow palettes, hands down, without a question, this is my favorite product of the video. It's also the most expensive because this is $80. $80 for these stupid eyeshadows? Is it more expensive than the foundation? Let me double check. Yeah, it's more expensive than the foundation for 4 eyeshadows. Are you serious? And the packaging, it's beautiful. It's a metallic gold finish, but it's just plastic and it feels kind of lightweight, which I don't really mind because if you're going for more environmentally friendly, refillable, I get it, okay? But you're not getting anything seriously luxurious. The design is beautiful, has the little Prada logo on the front. It's cute. It's cute. It's okay. And then inside you have a mirror. Cute, and it's a full-size mirror, so you can definitely use this on the go. And then we have the removable insert with the 2 applicators, throwaways, and then the 4 eyeshadows. Now, the layout is a little trickier to work with because this pan at the top is slender. So it's harder to get certain brushes in there. You have to use smaller brushes so you don't cross-contaminate the eyeshadows because they're pretty tightly packed together. They are divided, but just be mindful that you'll need to use a smaller brush, which is not a bad thing, but just keep that in mind. The other pans, eyeshadow brushes fit fine in them, so that's not a big deal. And you'll get a little bit messy in here, but that's, again, not such a big deal. The performance, though, is what really blew me away. Oh my God. These applied and blended so well. I was a little hesitant when I did the swatches, especially for the Pulse Quad. I was like, oh no, these are gonna be terrible. No, they apply so well with a brush. Now I will say the formula for the Hyper Matte and the Soft Matte, which is the center shade and then the pop shade, those can create a little bit of hard pan, okay? Don't swatch them with your fingers, use a brush. But you can kind of scratch off the surface and you'll get the eyeshadow to pick up on a brush and apply beautifully. I am so impressed by how well these applied, how great they blended out. No fallout, as mentioned, and I mean, seamless. These look so beautiful, And I mean, lightweight. I can't feel these on my eyelids, and yet they look so good. It's so seamless. I am so impressed. Even this little blue shade, the pop shade, worked out on my lower lash line. I was questioning that little colorful portion of the palette, but I mean, you can use it for an accent shade. I'm okay with it. This is, again, the Pure palette, number 5. Number 3 is our Pulse palette. This guy is really cute too, I think. I don't even know which one's my favorite because I like both. One's warmer, one's more on the mauve tone side. I enjoyed these. The shimmer is applied really well. They're not high shine metallics at all. You can definitely intensify them by using a damp brush, but they're just gonna give you a more sophisticated shimmer. And these blended really well. They're not chunky, there's no sparkle. It's just a sophisticated shimmer. And they blend so well, and they blend well with the matte, so there's no harshness. I love these palettes, and even this little, you know, kind of tomato red shade applied nicely on the cheeks, so I can get use out of that for the cheeks. I really like these, and I feel like I need to get a couple more. I won't buy them right away. I will wait for a sale because $80 is a lot. And mind you, yes, we know you can buy the individual refills for $65, but $65 is still a lot of money, and that's probably what I'll do. Buy them for $65 for the refill, pop them into a palette because they have a little sticky back here. You remove the little protector and stick it into a palette, which is what I will do. I'll stick this into a palette. Don't play with me, okay? But I'm not buying each. I might buy 2 more full size and then buy the refills, but they're pricey. Are they worth that price? That's difficult to say. It's up to you. Like, what do you want to spend on an eyeshadow quad? It's not a palette, it's a quad. 4 shades. What are you willing to spend? Listen, that is $20 a pop, which I guess I've spent on single eyeshadows, but that's neither here nor there. Listen, are you willing to spend $80 on a quad? I don't know that I am. Like I said, I'll buy these on sale, but performance-wise, I feel like just trying the 2 of them out, you're not gonna be disappointed with the formula. They're really easy and they're beginner friendly. I feel like they're kind of foolproof. I really love them. So, oops. Yeah, I'm gonna break the bank getting some more of these. But again, I'm waiting for a sale where I can get 20% off because that price point, no ma'am, no Pam. I really wish they flopped so I could be more comfortable saying, skip these, no, they're no good, but no, they're really nice. So I like them a lot. And low key, I feel like this is what Lisa Eldridge was trying to accomplish with her formulation, and Prada did it better. So loving this, definitely loving them. The foundation so far, I actually do like the foundation. I like the skin tone match. I like how it feels on my skin. I just don't feel like it's the best coverage. I don't feel like it makes my skin look pretty. For $70, it's $70, right? Yeah, it's not that great. You know, it's okay. It's okay. And I've spent $70 on foundation, so it's not like I'm against it. But packaging, you're not getting a lot. It's literally a clear tube with a little bit of a gold, what would you call this? I want to call it like a gold bib on a test tube. Like, that's what it looks like. And then the little insert is literally just glass. Is it glass? That feels like glass. It may be glass, guys, but it's a glass bottle with a little pump on it. Nothing too fancy at all. You're definitely not gonna feel like the packaging is luxurious. It's effective, it works, and it's refillable, so where do I stand? I don't know. But, you know, the packaging is okay, the formula is okay. We're gonna check the wear time. I'm gonna fill you in a bit, but so far, packaging, formulation, the finish, I'm not impressed. If it wears really well, then I will say, yeah, it definitely is worth checking out. But as far as like the finish, is it spectacular? Again, no. The lip colors, again, for $50, I feel like, yeah, it's cute enough. It's silver packaging with this little collar in the middle. Like, it's really just all colors all around, gold colors. But it's cute enough. It's not necessarily weighted or it doesn't feel luxurious. It's magnetized. It's cute enough. It's cute. The little label is on the bottom, whatever. But the formula, it's just okay. I like the little print on the tube of the lipstick. It says Prada. There's a little bit of like a plaid print, a fine plaid. It's cute, and the nude shade is nice. The orange shade, it's just okay. It's a soft matte. It's a very like light color. It's not gonna be too intense. The lipsticks I can do without. I can tell you that right now. I wouldn't buy another one. They are not very impressive as far as what I prefer for lipsticks, and I feel like for $50 I can find something similar or better. I mean, my Lisa Eldridge matte lipsticks I prefer over these, so I'm gonna say lipsticks, you can probably skip them for $50. So eyeshadows are a winner. Lipsticks you can skip unless you really want to try them out. I mean, you know, it's up to you. Again, it's a luxury line, so it depends on what you're willing to pay for the experience. And it's not a bad formula, it's just that it's nothing special. The eyeshadows, yeah. Again, depends on what you're willing to pay for it. And the foundation, I'm gonna give you my thoughts right now with the check-in. All right, here we are with natural lighting. Oh my God, so it's like, boom, isn't that pretty? Golden hour. But here's the foundation in natural lighting, and like the best lighting you're gonna get. It's a little bit windy, so hopefully that's not too distracting. But here's what the foundation looks like. It's okay. It's not ugly, you know, but it's just okay. And this is my iPhone camera in 4K, and it's the front facing camera, so I may look a little bit questionable, but you see like my pores are showing through. My skin looks okay. The eyeshadow is it, and the ducks, that duck, where is he? Very angry, but here's what it looks like. I don't think it looks that great. It's okay, but we're gonna see how it wears, and I'm gonna check in a little bit. Okay, so it is time check, 8:18. So we've had this on now since 4 o'clock, right? That's the time we're using. So 4 hours in, or 4 hours and 15 minutes. What do you think? Didn't use a primer, by the way, so this is just me. Didn't even use a moisturizer. This is all me. Let's turn this light down a bit. I am not loving this foundation. There we go. Do you see that? There's some settling, minor separation. Oil is breaking through. It's not pretty. And I showed you what it looked like outside as well. It's not the prettiest foundation, so I can make my judgment call right now. This is not, it's not a great foundation. And at $70, if I'm honest with you, there are too many foundations on the market now for me to justify spending $70 on a foundation that's just okay. That I would have to do a lot more with, and it transfers, but my oils will cause that with any foundation, even if it says transfer proof. Oil breaks down makeup, so no matter what, my oils will break down makeup. But there are way too many foundations on the market, not to mention better price points for foundations that would do the same thing as this, if not better. So is it worth splurging on this foundation when it's not spectacular? No. So those are my final thoughts. I don't even need to wear this again to decide, okay? It's just not worth it to me at $70 a pop. Not when there are drugstore foundations that can rival a proper luxury or high-end foundation at this point. It looks okay. It just looks okay. Is it a terrible foundation? Absolutely not. The shade match is good. It feels good on the skin. It's lightweight. And if it has those skincare properties, then sure, it's a decent foundation. But would you spend $70 on a decent foundation? And for me, that's a no. So wouldn't recommend. Not for oily skin, not for oily combination skin. Maybe for dry skin, check out someone else's review. But for me, It's a no. It's just not pretty enough. It doesn't blur any lines. It doesn't blur my pores. It doesn't make my skin look pretty. I just don't feel pretty in this foundation. And I've tried way too many foundations that make me feel pretty and look pretty and make my skin look great. Like the Smashbox Always On foundation. Where is it? Hold on. Yeah, this little guy. I really like this one, and this is one of the newer ones that I've tried out. So there are other foundations that are much cheaper and look much better to me. So final thoughts, final verdict, final answer. Yeah, we're done with this foundation. Let's move on. And there you have it. That is my final wrap up of this Prada first impression semi-wear test. Overall, I'm excited for the brand. I'm excited to see what else they come out with. I'm definitely impressed with the eyeshadow formula. Foundation, it's okay. And the lipsticks, they're okay as well, but nothing to write home about. So let me know what you think. Have you tried any of these products out? What do you think? Are you interested? Or is it just way too far out of your budget and your comfortable price range? Let me know as well. I do reviews. I'm gonna try the products out, so that's really the only reason I try them out. And I mean, it's Prada. Like, who doesn't want to try out a new luxury line? I honestly think Gucci is beating them here, but that's just my 2 cents. I want to hear your feedback. What do you think? I will go ahead and leave links to Sephora on where you can pick these up. Those links will be affiliate links, which means I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through those links. It's a great way to show you support for the channel because it doesn't change the sale price. It just gives me a kickback for you using my links. So I truly appreciate it if you shop using my links. I also have affiliate links and affiliate codes down below. So again, feel free to use my links. But if you're not comfortable with that, just shop the way you normally shop. No muss, no fuss. I'm still happy you're here watching. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, and I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter, which will never be X. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.